Hello everyone and welcome to KWT's Microsoft Outlook folder management course. We'll be taking a look at another view of your folders within Outlook, and it's one that not many people use, but I'd like you to be aware of it as it can be useful in some situations. So it's a management view of folders. Everything within Outlook is stored in folders and subfolders, from emails to calendars to contacts. So all of those folders can be seen in one place, so you can see the full hierarchy, the folders, the subfolders, and how they relate to each other in one spot, rather than switching from element to element, going from email to calendar to contacts. So you may not use this particular view all the time, but there are a few times when you may want to come in here and make use of this particular view. It is a convenient place to see all the folders that are out there, to clean up old folders, to move items between the various elements. So if you want to take emails and turn them into tasks, you can actually copy and drag them within the folder management structure. But at year end, it's often a good time to go back and review all of your folders, look at your subfolder structures, the way you are filing your emails, calendar entries, contacts, and see if there's anything that can be cleaned up. We don't like to keep absolutely everything. You will just eventually clutter up your system and slow it down. So any older things that can be deleted or moved to offline PST files is a good thing. Keeps your system running smoothly, and there's less clutter for you to rummage through when you're trying to find something. There are two folders that are only seen here within the folder management window, and that is for journal entries and for syncing issues. So if you use journaling, you will want to go in here to find your journal files. Although those can be added to your quick access toolbar or your customized ribbon to have easier access to them, they will always show up here as well. There's a sync issues folder that will appear in here. You normally don't have to do anything with this, but it does contain any information, warnings and errors where Outlook had issues with synchronizing your client with the back-end servers. And that can be whether you're on an Exchange server or an IMAP setting. There is still a certain amount of syncing going on where it tries to keep the core system updated from all of the potential clients that you could log into on that account. And the issues can arise when you have two devices, two clients open at once over the same account. Sometimes there are timing issues, and Microsoft is not sure which one is the latest, so it takes its best guess, and I don't think you'll ever notice that you've missed information. Sometimes you see an email reappear because Microsoft will err on the side of caution, and if it's not sure, it will throw it back in. So you're less likely to lose information. You're more likely to see some redundancy in a client if there are timing issues with trying to keep everything in sync. But it might be worth occasionally looking into this, especially if you think you are missing emails or losing details. You definitely want to go in here, take a look at some of the errors, see if there's anything you can resolve, and if not, reach out to your help desk to see if they can help with that. And they will want to see what's in your sync issues folder. So let's take a quick look at what some of this looks like. So this is our normal view where we select emails, and these are all email folders, and then I can move to calendar and see all the calendar folders and so on. So when I'm navigating this way, I'm going by element, but this one feature under here under navigation for folders lets me see all of my folders here in one spot, and it doesn't matter what kind of folders these are. It's everything from my standard mailbox to my PST files. Absolutely everything is in here, and as you can see, there are emails, there are calendars, there are contacts. Everything is in the one spot. And the nice thing is that as I select a folder, it identifies what type of element it is, and it displays it correctly. So this is email. It displays a default view for my emails. My ribbons are changed to associate with emails. If I select a calendar folder, it shows me a calendar, and again, my ribbon is updated to reflect that. So this is a place where you may choose to work from if you find that's useful for you, because it will respond to the type of folder it is to give you an appropriate view. But the better use for it, I think, is that it shows you all those folders in one spot, and you can start to see if you have any duplication, if there's anything that you can remove, especially when it comes to things like your PST files. You know, is there a project, that project is done? Maybe we can get rid of that now or move it to a PST file that's offline, because I simply will not need it anymore going forward. So think about things like that that you may want to clean up. Make sure those deleted items folders stay clean, and that includes in PST files. It has its own deleted items folder. So if you have been cleaning up in here, you don't really get rid of those until you empty out this deleted items folder. So a bit of cleanup can go a long way in here. And like I say, at least once a year, usually around year end, I will go in and see what I can tidy up and get ready for a fresh start for the new year. The two folders that show up in here that do not show up anywhere else within Outlook is the journal. And we did have another module about journaling, which you can reference. So that is how you get to your journal entries folder. And there's also sync issues. And this is where Microsoft stores that information about trying to synchronize this client with the back end. Keeping in mind that I also access this account from my mobile phone, maybe from my iPad. So there's 3 clients all accessing this account, and Microsoft has to try to keep all 3 of those in sync. If the timing is off and I've changed 2 emails, say I deleted the same email on 2 separate clients, Microsoft may not be sure, and it may put it back. It may think one of those deletions was in error. So sometimes you will see emails reappear in your inbox and you're not sure why. It's usually because of these syncing errors, and you just delete it again and there's no worries. But each one of those leaves a trace of an error and some information about that. And in some cases, it may say that the particular synchronization was canceled. In other cases, it said it was done. Either way, it's taking its best guess at what is happening. And like I say, normally you won't notice any issues with your email, and very rarely will you actually lose information. And then there's usually a subfolder or 2 underneath that with more specific types of error messages. But again, this is not something you have to look at often. You don't have to keep an eye on it. But if you do notice that you're losing information or losing emails, you may want to take a glance through here to see if there's anything that sort of sticks out as to what might be causing the problem. But it is very normal to have a series of logs and warning messages in here. That will happen regularly, especially when you use multiple clients over a single email address. So that's the folder management. It is always there for you under the navigation options. And like I say, it is a place where you can see everything regardless of the type of Outlook element, and you see it all in one place. All the folders, all the subfolders, and the hierarchy of those structures. So take a bit of time to walk through that on your own system. Just take a look at it, be familiar with it, and know that it's there if you ever do need to go in there. That concludes this module.